Hi, I wanted to do a quick update concerning the dream I had, which I called a significant dream. There's a few things that I had left out of the dream that were kind of importance to the whole moral of the dream. There was a few things as far as, I'll get down to the basics. As I was wandering around and as the changes had taken place as far as everything becoming dreary and kind of a goldish brown dingy looking color, there was people off in a distance. It was like I was everything, like I had my eyes became binoculars and I could actually see people pull off in a distance as if I was there simultaneously, is what I'm trying to say. And the electronics were out, and there was no cell phone use. That's why the numbers and the letters disappeared on my keypad. I was trying to memorize, and I'm like, oh, this isn't working. You'd think that if everything went out that I would realize it, but in my dream that I wasn't even thinking about that. I was trying to call for help or warn my family members and stuff, and trying to get help and saying, hey, something's happening here, or tell somebody. And as far as computers and electronics, everything was out. Another thing that I thought was kind of strange is this blue van it was kind of interesting. It was just weird. It had, out of the windows, had blankets hanging on it. I don't know if it was trying to camouflage itself so it wouldn't be seen. It was driving off of this cliff, kind of a hillside slope, and driving off into the distance. And there was all kinds of weird heavy-duty machinery and this invasion that was taking place. People trying to get to their safe zone, skirting around, running around, trying to get into a safe place. And the one kid that wanted me to go with him, it was interesting because as I was coming out from that place that they were taking blood from me, he was going, Ron, come here. Even though he was like, I would say maybe 2 or 3 blocks away, he says, come on, it's okay, come on. And I could hear him like I was picking up on him telepathically. But it was like as if I was having a conversation with somebody. And then about that time, I ran into my brother. But I also want to jump back and go into about the part about the blood. They're drawing blood from me. Is that I was picking up kind of like psychically that I didn't really trust these 2 women that were taking blood. I just really couldn't trust anybody there. I could just trust myself at that moment. But I was kind of going with it, kind of like going with the mainstream media. Or the mainstream, you know how everybody just goes with what everybody else says. And that's about what I was dealing with, because I thought I was supposed to be with this group. So the blood that I'm thinking that they were taking was either they were taking it for genetically engineering, or they're doing a blood taking to preserve the DNA. All these scenarios were simultaneously going through my head, even though I was allowing them to prick me and I could feel the pain going in and out. I don't know why it was done in the shoulder, because usually when they take blood, they do it from between in the pit of the elbow on the other side, right in that area, or somewhere where they can get a vein. And when they were doing that, I'm sitting there like, why are they hitting my arm or up here? You know, possibly immunization, or, you know, as far as, you know, but at the same time they're taking blood. So I didn't trust this whole situation. That's why I became kind of like frustrated with the person who was pricking me. It's like, okay, are you done yet? But that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I left a lot of detail out. I was kind of in a hurry, kind of felt weird telling about the dream. I think the Brooklyn Bridge that I mentioned falling. I think the whole thing is that I think there's a lot of stuff going in me, maybe a little bit of fear, or just all the different earth changes taking place. I don't like tornadoes. I've been around one before, and it was kind of scary for me because I was quite young at the time. I was in my teens, living in Hemet, California, when we had a funnel cloud form out in the valley and come across Wilson Mesa, an area where I lived. It was kind of scary for me at that time, and I feel for those people back east that had all those tornadoes happen, and I wouldn't want to have that experience. Although in my dreams I've had tornado experiences, and I've always came out okay. It's like I've seen them in the distance, seen a lot of wreckage take place. But it's usually when I have a tornado dream, it usually that there's some kind of a disruption going to take place in my life, or something's happening. And I'm wondering if that's what this whole dream was about, that there's going to be some shifting changes in my life. There has been some drastic shifting changes in my life, but it wasn't anything bad. It was actually for a positive thing. I moved into my a new home, and I've been renting from my friend for the last 3 years in another place, and I wanted a place for myself in a nice where I can have my own space and everything. I don't want to focus too much on my new apartment. Well, it's actually a kind of an underground home. But I guess the bottom line is that I felt a need to share this with the public, this video. I don't know if any of you have ever had dreams that's been so vivid where it's almost become real. And I'm sure there's a lot of people I've talked to about, excuse me, about as far as wondering what their dreams meant and things like that. I was supposed to do a workshop in St. George, southern Utah, with a group of people. Then I became ill and everything. For some reason, I felt like I didn't want the attention. I more or less wanted to talk about the dreams, not give the instruction. Maybe somebody had some answers for me, because I've had a lot of dreams about aliens and all different things like that. I've had what was it? Also another world cataclysm where I was gathering people to a safe place, and things were happening, and I knew exactly where to go and where to take the people. I says, okay, we need to gather together to this certain area. And I think that's kind of an importance to do that. I don't want to focus on the fear. Okay, we got to get prepared for something that's going to happen that doesn't happen. That in the future, it never hurts to be prepared. Like I was saying, it's important to stay prepared spiritually and stuff, to know what to do, what you need to do. Our earth is going through changes, and as far as this doom and gloom that's taking place that people are worried about and everything, if you are focused within yourself, as far as close to spirit, whatever that looks like to you, that's important. And a lot of times people may go, Ron, that's kind of stupid, or as far as sharing my dreams and stuff, people think I'm weird. But I don't care anymore, and I feel like I want to share this with somebody. And a lot of times I can't really share it, because although I shared my other dream with a friend of mine at work, and he thought it was kind of interesting, but I think it has some significance to it. The dream does, whether it's for me or as a warning to share with people. I don't know. I really don't know. That's why you don't question sometimes these things that take place in your life. If it's something, a warning that you need to tell somebody, you need to tell them. It's out of our own safety or protection. So anyways, that's all I have right now. Thank you for watching.